Project 1000 Dreams today. Today we just want to share with you this new movement that has just come into South Africa, that's changing people's lives, that's empowering people. And we're so happy to be able to share this opportunity with you. Like I just said, my name is Simphiwe Mamvura. I'm an executive director at Total Life Changes. I'm also a managing director at a company called Maponya 911. I'm sure most of you know it. It's an ambulance company. I manage about 200 employees at the company. And I just thought that today we want to share with you this opportunity. And I just want to share with you why I joined this opportunity. Firstly, I joined Total Life Changes in January, right? And I joined Total Life Changes because obviously, the first reason that I joined is I wanted to make money. I was sold to the vision of 1,000 dreams and impacting 1,000 families in South Africa and Africa. So for me, it served my purpose. You know, I've seen people that I grew up with be able to change their lives and empower other people as well. And as we share this opportunity with you, I just like it to be open-minded. Just listen to the business opportunity. I thought I was too cool to do this, but in 7 months that I've joined the business, I've been able to make about over 210,000. And like I said to you, I manage a very large organization. So I've been doing it very part-time, you know. I'm a first time in this industry. And I don't want to say too much about the opportunity. I'm going to let the phenomenal woman that we have online to share with you. We've got Pam McRae. She is a mother of 4. She's a 7-figure earner in 17 months. Yes, 17 months. So without saying too much, I'm going to hand it over to phenomenal Ms. Pam McRae. Like I said, mother of 4, wife, 7-figure earner in 17 months. And she's helped so many people achieve their dreams and empower them. They just want to share with you and do this as well. Hello?
I am here, Simphiwe. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, awesome and amazing. Well, I just want to say, thank you for that amazing introduction. For some reason, and we're having some technical difficulties this evening. I cannot be seen on this. I believe, Simphiwe, you are the host. So maybe if you can click around it and give me back the host,
All right.
hosting, then I'll be able to actually be seen, because this is a different platform that we're actually trying out this evening. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to say welcome to Project 1000 Africa, because we're excited. I can tell you that I am so excited because of the fact that I've had the opportunity to be out in South Africa with the beautiful young lady that you're seeing on the screen this evening, Simphiwe, who's doing some amazing, phenomenal things out there in South Africa. And it's all because she made a decision to say yes. You see, 1,000 dreams is definitely about to come true. Can you imagine being a part of a movement? Can you imagine getting in front of a movement that is truly about to change the entire world? And I can tell you, to have the opportunity to go out to a country that I could have only imagined, a country that I can tell you the people are excited, the people are fired up, the people are ready to win, the people are ready for change. And to be out there in this atmosphere for the last 11 days, for those of you that are just jumping on, I literally just got off a plane. I just walked into my house 15 minutes ago and wanted to get on here just to share with you something that is bringing change around the entire world, ladies and gentlemen. And so I can tell you that as you were able to hear Simphiwe just simply share how she said yes. And as you can see, that she's someone who is already a business owner. She's someone who saw this as an opportunity to not just further her income, ladies and gentlemen, but also as an opportunity in order to be able, ladies and gentlemen, to truly now begin to help to change the lives of people out in Africa. So whether you're listening tonight and you're chiming in from South Africa, maybe you're chiming in from the Middle East, maybe you're chiming in from Kenya, wherever you are chiming in from this evening, I want each and every one of you to know that you are in front of something that I truly believe can bring forth and can definitely realize 1,000 dreams in Africa. You see, Africa, it is definitely your time. It is definitely your turn. It is definitely your season. And so I'm on here tonight to just share with you how one yes truly began to turn my entire life around. You see, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to someone tonight who knows what it feels like to struggle. You're looking at a mother, at a wife, at a daughter, who at one point in time in life, I did not fully understand my purpose. I looked up, and in the midst of being married for over 28 years, I felt like God had something more for me to do on the inside of me, but yet I found myself lost. I found myself very afraid. I found myself a woman who was very shy, who truly did not believe in myself. But it's something about when you begin to realize that you do have purpose. It's something about when you begin to realize that God place something on the inside of you that you just need to give birth to, that things will begin to change. Well, imagine this, because I'm about to bring something to you that's absolutely amazing, but this is an industry that I believed in for over 20 years, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't know if you can imagine literally trying businesses after businesses for over 20 years and never having any success. You see, that was my story. But I always believed that one day I would find something that would turn my entire life around. You see, Africa, South Africa, everybody that's chiming in this evening, you never know when one yes can turn your entire life around. And I can tell you, this was the yes that did it. You see, we were accustomed to struggling. My husband had a 6-figure-a-year job, ladies and gentlemen, but imagine that job failing us. Imagine looking up and there was no job. But I can tell you, in the midst of it all, as we truly began to literally just step out of faith, sometimes in life, Simphiwe, go ahead and try to mute yourself out. Sometimes in life, in order to have something different, you just got to make a decision to do something different. And I can tell you that that's what we ended up doing. We ended up stepping out on faith. We ended up leaving Atlanta, Georgia, which had been our home for a very long time. We decided to just step out there. We ended up moving to the beautiful Miami, Florida, not realizing that we would end up homeless by January of 2015 because the job had failed us, ladies and gentlemen. But I can tell you, as that mother, as that wife, I kept believing. I kept realizing and knowing that one day God was going to give us the perfect opportunity to begin to bring some freedom to our family. And that is the reason for my drive. That is the reason why I kept continuing to pursue different opportunities. And so one yes in November of 2014 began to turn my entire life around. And so imagine, ladies and gentlemen, in an industry that I failed in for over 20 years. I was just a stay-at-home mom. You see, Africa, I want you to know that this is something that you could grab a hold of. This is something that is simple. This is something that is easy. If you're listening in tonight and you're looking for change, if you're listening in tonight and you are serious about taking back your health, then I want you to know that this is something that you can grab a hold of, because all I did was make a decision to believe. And as I made that decision to begin to believe in myself and to know that all things are possible to those that believe, that is the reason why I said yes. But I want you to also know that I did not say yes in the very beginning. So some of you may be watching tonight saying, you know, is this for real? Can this truly bring change to Africa? Is it really time for change in Africa? Well, I want each and every one of you to know that this is your season, that it is definitely your turn. Because I remember like yesterday, when the #1 female network marketer in the entire world, the visionary of Project 1000, the movement that's changing lives here in the United States and now spreading into South Africa with 1,000 dreams into Africa, where we truly know without a shadow of a doubt that it's time to set your country free, that it is time for you to have financial freedom, that it is time to take back your health. Well, again, I told Miss Stormy Wellington, the #1 female network marketer in the entire world, in the very beginning, I told her no, because I did not want to try anything else again and fail at it. But I can tell you, all I did was simply begin to sip on something that I'm about to share with you. And in a matter of no time, in less than 30 days' time, as I began to sip on an amazing cup of tea, I began to lose weight. How many of you have some health goals? How many of you can buy into a vision that's bigger than yourself so that nothing and no one can get in the way? Because that is what I did, Africa. I just made a decision to buy into this vision. I made a decision to borrow the belief of my coach one more time. And I made a decision to say yes. And as I began to sip on this simple cup of tea, I looked up, and in less than 30 days time, I was able to drop, yes, about 10 kgs in less than 31 days, Africa. And so I don't know about you, but that began to excite me because I began to realize that, you know what? This is something that I could do. You see, all we do is become a product of our products. All we do is simply sell results. And as we're selling results, and as we are now taking back our health, as we are taking control of our life, what's going to happen is the world is going to reach out to you and they're going to ask questions. What are you doing? It's very simple. So therefore, this is not a business. This is not an opportunity. So whether you're listening in tonight and you got on here, you just wanted to hear about these phenomenal products that have definitely changed your lives, then you are in the right place. But if you're looking for a way to be able to get paid weekly, if you're looking for a way in which you can start something and build from the comfort of your home, if you're looking for a way in order to be able to create legacy for your family, you see, this is something in which you can say yes tonight to and begin to earn weekly anywhere between 650 rands all the way up to 5,000 rands weekly. And you may be saying, is it for real? Yes, because there are individuals in your country that are already getting it done. And the movement has just been started right there in Africa, less than 1 year's time, about 10, 11 months. So imagine you getting in front of this movement that is now changing the entire world. Well, in an industry, Africa, I want you to know that I just made a decision to believe one more time in. I looked up, and in less than 60 days, and this is US dollars, I was able to earn my family as a stay-at-home mom over 22,000 US dollars, ladies and gentlemen. And at that time, I began to realize this is not about me. This is about the lives that God has connected me to. This is about the lives that God has called me to help to change. And I looked up, and as a stay-at-home mom who didn't know a whole lot of people, who just made a decision to let go of fear, to remove all the shyness, because I used to be shy. I couldn't even talk on this camera tonight. I couldn't even stand in front of a room. But I made a decision that, you know what, this is not about me. What do I need to do in order to fulfill my purpose, in order to help to impact and change the lives of others? And in an industry that I failed in for over 20 years, Africa, I looked up and earned my family over $250,000 US dollars, documented income. I am just sharing my personal testimony. And at that time, my husband, who had lost his job, he had to humble himself. He was right there by my side. He was doing the things that was necessary because I could no longer be the mommy, because I had to truly make a short-term sacrifice for a long-term gain. And so he was there, but corporate America wasn't calling him back. And so at that time, he said, you know what? If one can put 1,000 to flight, two can put 10,000 to flight. We locked arms together and began to build this business. And we were able to more than double our income to close out our first year. And we became documented 7-figure earners, US dollars, in 17 months right here at this amazing company that I'm about to share with you tonight. So now the name of the company is called Total Life Changes, and I call it TLC Africa, because Total Life Changes is a company that's bringing change around the entire world. And you have next, all you gotta do is make a decision. You see, we have an incredible CEO and founder by the name of Mr. Jack Fallon, who started this company 17, almost 18 years ago from his basement with a simple vision and with a mission in order to provide us with high quality products that would offer us some immediate results, that would sustain wellness, and that would give you a new quality of life. How many of you watching it tonight, you're looking for newness? How many of you watching it tonight, you realize that 2017 is over and you are looking for change and you want 2018 to be your best year ever? Because the moment is now. The time starts now. And so he ended up giving us over 50 plus life-changing products, but I'm just going to share with you 2 products, because right now in Africa, most of Africa, there's just 2, especially in South Africa, 2 products that are currently available in your country that is bringing change. So imagine this. you now can say yes tonight to whoever invited you to hear about this powerful information. And as you say yes, as you begin to become a product of the product, I can guarantee you that your life will never be the same. But I also want you to know that you can build this globally, because this is not just available in Africa. It's not just available in the United States, but we ship it to 150 countries around the entire world with some life-changing products. So I'm gonna share with you this 30-33 concept that's now spreading across the entire world. Can you imagine making a simple commitment of 30 minutes a day with exercising? How many of you really know that your health is everything? Without your health, there's nothing in life. You see, our health is truly our wealth. So can you commit to exercising for 30 minutes a day, a simple walk, a simple jog, walking up and down the steps? I know that each and every one of you are saying, yes, I can do that. Can you also do it for 30 days in order to now create a habit? Because anything that you do for 21 days becomes a habit. With 3 simple products, I'm gonna share with you 2. And the third one is very simple, something that the world can now grab a hold of. You have a simple system that you are now able to take back your health and to be able to create some wealth as you now begin to get paid weekly here at Total Life Changes. So the first product that I'm gonna talk to you about tonight, how many of you have seen this little green pack of tea? You see, what's so powerful, Africa, is you remind me of where we were 3 years ago when we first got started. I can tell you the incredible leaders, the incredible people that we were able to connect with over these last 11 days in South Africa. I tell you, the energy, the hunger, they are so ready to take back the world with this amazing product. And so this is our flagship product called the IASO tea. You see, it's actually not a weight loss tea, it's a detox tea that's packed with 9 herbs, no stimulants. Imagine sipping on this twice a day, a simple cup, 8 ounces, right? And now you're beginning to take back your health. So if you're that person that needs to lose weight, guess what? You're going to lose 2.5 kgs in 5 days with this product. It's phenomenal. And what happens when someone gets results? You see, when you think about weight loss, whereas this is a detox tea, but think about this. Weight loss is huge. The world is looking for a way to lose weight. So imagine you saying yes, not just taking back your health, but also beginning to share this amazing product with those in Africa, those around the world, as we are now beginning to enter the top of 2018, in which the world is going to want to do what? Lose weight. So whether you're someone watching it tonight, remember, and you're looking for an opportunity, you may be saying, well, you know what, Pam, I don't need to lose any weight. Guess what? Remember, it's not about you. It's about solving problems in this world. And I truly believe that the person that solves the most problems can create the most wealth. So I remember when Coach Stormy handed me this amazing pack of tea. And at that time, ladies and gentlemen, in Africa, I'm just going to be real with you. I didn't think that this tea was that amazing, because I simply took this pack of tea, I kind of tossed it to the side. Have you ever been given something in which you really don't take it in the very beginning? Well, that was me until about 2 weeks later when I got a call. And that call was from Miss Wellington. And she ended up sharing with me that her sister Jackie drank this tea and was down, ladies and gentlemen, over 10 kilograms, right? She was down 10 kgs in less than 20 days. And then she went on to share with me, ladies and gentlemen, that she had lost over 5 kgs in less than 10 days. And so I started to think about this product that was sitting in my purse, because she ran out and she wanted her pack of tea back that I wasn't drinking. And that is when I began to drink this tea. And I'm excited because I was able to drop about those 10 kgs in 31 days. And it's this very product that began to bring change to my entire life. All we had was this tea. So whereas you heard me mention that we have a lot of products available in the company, but they're not yet in South Africa, what's so powerful is, remember, you remind me of where we were 3 years ago. And this little pack of tea, that little 30-day story ended up turning into a 7-figure income in 17 months. But what's so powerful is we just came off an incredible event in South Africa, in which everyone is excited, everyone is shouting, because there's a warehouse coming there. So imagine you're now going to be able to get your product very quickly, now begin to change lives, because I can tell you people are looking for a way to now begin to take back their health. And it's going to start with this very first product. So that's the first product. The next product that I want to share with you in the 30-33, because it's 30 minutes for 30 days with 3 simple products. And so the second one is the NRG. How many of you watching in tonight, you may be feeling a little tired? I can tell you that this is one of my favorite products because, you know, coming from America into South Africa, the time difference was 6 hours, and then it actually went to a 7-hour time difference. So this is the product that has truly been able to sustain me over the last 11 days, and also as I'm coming back home. And whereas in South Africa it's almost time to go to bed, guess what? Our day is just getting started. My children aren't even home yet from school. And so this is the product that's going to keep me going. You see, it stands for natural raw energy. This one is one, I know that you all, how many of you have heard of those monster drinks, those energy drinks that are unhealthy, that a lot of people take all over the world. I saw monster drinks out there in South Africa. Well, you take those drinks and they end up causing you to crash. Now remember this. This too, I want you, all of you business-minded people watching it tonight, remember, we solve problems, and the world is very tired. People sit in traffic. People work very hard, no matter where you are in this world. People work very hard every single day. So this is going to now replace those unhealthy methods and now give you an energy boost. But not only that, not only is it going to give you some energy, imagine it burning 300 to 600 calories every single day. You see, we have an incredible leader out there who I tell you, she truly is a visionary of the 1,000 Dreams movement. My amazing sister, who she is the reason for us being able to come out to South Africa, none other than Miss Shanita Foster. I remember her story, and let's definitely give a huge shout out to Miss Shanita Foster, who I tell you, I've watched this woman go from being a rookie in this industry, now starting off with 1,000, feeding 1,000 children in Swaziland, South Africa, to now God giving her the vision of 1,000 dreams. She's a documented $500,000 ring earner, and guess what? She said yes because of this phenomenal product. She was dependent upon those monster drinks. And I remember like yesterday when Coach Stormy handed her a sample of this. See, we sample, we sell, and we sip our products. We take our products. So she gave her a sample of the NRG to try. Well, not only did this product change Miss Shanita Foster's life to the point of no longer needing those monster drinks, but this product also helped her to say yes to an industry in which she used to say, I don't do those types of things. Not only did she say yes and do it very big, because she too became Rookie of the Year as she's been on her journey. She was able to earn over $250,000 in her very first year. And as I stated, she is now a documented $500,000 earner, US dollar earner right here, all because of this amazing, phenomenal product called the NRG. So these products are really changing lives. And so now, the third product, because remember I said to you that right now in Africa, South Africa, only 2 products are shipping, the tea and the NRG. Well, the third product is simple, and it's amazing because our bodies need it. When you think about it, our bodies are 98% water. So why not put more water back in? So now you have the tea, the NRG, and water. You want to drink 8 to 10 cups of water every single day. And it's the combination of these 3 products that are now going to begin to change your entire life, ladies and gentlemen. So it's simple. The 30-33 is something that's spreading across the world. This is something in which you can now say yes to. This is something in which you can take back your health and begin to not just get healthy, but for those of you that are listening in and you saying, you know what, I want my dreams to come true. You know, hearing the different stories, just like Simphiwe's, in which she said yes, and you hear how she's been able to earn weekly income. But hearing the story of a gentleman out there who said, you know what, I was able to buy my all-white outfit with my weekly pay. I was able to buy me the new pair of shoes that I've been wanting to buy. I was able to do so many different things, all because of one simple yes. You see, Africa, things are happening. things are changing, and you now have the opportunity to get in front of this movement. But before I go any further, I want to share with you how you can actually get paid here at TLC. I definitely want to bring Simphiwe back on this line tonight so that she can share with you a little bit more. You know, I know that you shared your testimony, Simphiwe, but I want you to come on and just share what TLC has done for you so far, the vision, because you kind of shared your money testimony, but just see if you can jump back on and we can hear you. If not, we'll go ahead and we'll move on why you're so excited about what's about to happen in Africa. I hear you loud and clear.
All right, can you see me?
No, that's not happening. I can't see you.
And share my testimony. At first, I just want to talk about the amazing product NRG, because that's the product for me in Total Life Changes that has stood out the most and that has really had an impact and changed my life. Like I said, I have a very highly pressurized job. Mother as well. I'm a wife, and this product has literally changed my life. And I don't have to rely on any energy drink. I get home, I can still cook for my husband. I can help my daughter do stuff. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
No?
Breaking up just a little bit. Your connection is not good.
Managed to lose about 6 kgs using the product, and I actually was pressure-cooking mom, wife, and with my high pressurized job. So I lost weight. I like to say I lost weight by mistake, because my intention while taking NRG was not to lose weight, but I managed to lose 6 kgs. I drank water. I was exercising. So really, this is amazing product. I would encourage everybody to try it. So back to my reason of why. I shared briefly when we started. I shared to you why I joined Total Life Change. I was introduced by my amazing friend, Ziseko Makobotlela, is also a businesswoman. She owns a company called Affordable Version Hair. She's got a strong footprint in South Africa. It's basically a franchise of, they sell the amazing weaves that you see most of us wearing. And my friend invited us to a tea party, and we got there, and we found the amazing Shanita Forster, who explained the opportunity, take the vision with us. But the one thing that stood out, that's the one thing. I think you can see me now. Sorry. So the one thing that stood out for me, as I heard Global Director Shanita Forster talking about Total Life Changes, was the timing and positioning, because I'm a businesswoman myself. I saw the business opportunity, and I was sold vision. I've always wanted to do something that helps to build and empower people, specifically women. I'm also part of a group called Women's Movement, and it's always been my passion to empower people, empower women, and that's the thing that really, really stood out for me as Ms. sharing how many lives have been touched, and the timing and positioning. If you just now, Pam McRae will explain how we get paid at Total Life Change, and as she explains to you, just think of timing and position. It is our time, Africa. I think if you've heard of a lot of the network marketing companies, a lot of the millionaires will tell you they started 3 years ago, 2 years ago. We are those people right now. We are the people that can make the million. We can still be the six-figure and seven-figure earners. And so for me, as a businesswoman, the business opportunity, the timing and positioning really stood out for me, and the vision. It's such an honor to be part of an amazing project that's inspiring and empowering women. And I think I'll hand over to you to explain the compensation plan and how we get paid. Then I'll share my testimony of how much I've made, and thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Simphiwe, on sharing that incredible testimony on what TLC has done for you. I can hear your excitement. I can hear your energy. And I know that it's definitely time for Africa. So ladies and gentlemen, I just want to quickly share with you how this is something in which you can say yes to and truly begin to bring financial freedom to your family. Because once you begin to realize that you truly deserve it all, that's what's happening with this amazing company called Total Life Changes, where people are saying yes. Remember, I said one yes can turn your entire situation around, and that's what began to happen for us. That's what began to truly happen for so many people that have already said yes, but timing and positioning is everything. Anytime you have the opportunity to get in front of something, anytime you have the opportunity to be the first, you see, this is a company, these are products in which they are not known in Africa. They are not known in South Africa. They're not known in Namibia. They're not known in Kenya. They're not known anywhere in Africa. And so imagine you now grabbing a hold and saying, you know what, I'm going to now create a weekly paycheck, because our company not just has any compensation plan, but I want for those of you taking notes to write this down. It's the #1 compensation plan in the entire world. And I'm not just saying that because I'm passionate about TLC. I'm saying that because we've been voted and documented by the people as just that. You see, we have what we call the 50-50-50 compensation plan. And I'm going to share with you one of the most powerful ways that you can now say yes tonight and begin to create some money into your pocket, not just weekly, but every single day. And it's our retail commission. It's very simple. And I want to ask you this. Who do you know that wants to lose 2.5 kgs in 5 days? Because I can tell you that's a powerful question. And when people hear this, they want to know how. Not to mention, when you think about the 30-33 and the system that we have, when people say yes to the T, when people want to take back their health, guess what's going to happen? Now they're going to commit to doing even more in order to create that lifestyle that's now creating wealth around the entire world. So imagine this. Once you say yes tonight to whoever invited you on here to hear about this incredible movement that's spreading across your country, you're now going to receive a free, I said free, state-of-the-art website to build your business on. So it doesn't matter whether someone's in Africa. It doesn't matter whether you know somebody in the UK. It doesn't matter whether you know somebody in the United States, wherever. You can simply now send someone to your website. They decide to place an order. You see, it's so much better than a brick and mortar. It's called click and order. They go to your website, they click, and they are now able to purchase these products, and you're going to get your first 50%. It's a 50% commission. So for every single order that takes place on your website, whether they're buying this tea, whether they're buying the NRG, in some other countries, they have other products available. You're going to receive half, 50% of the product volume, which is very powerful. But how many of you don't just want weekly pay? Maybe you have a light bill. Maybe you have a car note. Maybe you have some things that you want to do for your children as far as buying them clothes. Maybe you want to be able to do that on a daily basis, because we retail these products on a daily basis. Imagine you now paying about 200 rands for one pack of tea, but now being able to go out and sell it to your friends, people you come in contact with. When you say, who do you know that wants to lose 2.5 kgs in 5 days? The world. I can tell you, because I asked that question while I was out in South Africa, and everybody was blown away. Ladies and gentlemen, what's going to happen is now you're able to retail these products on a daily basis, now putting money in your pocket every single day. So if you want to go out and you want to earn an extra, 500, 600 rands a week, all you got to do is sell a couple packs of this, and you're now putting money into your pocket every single day. So retail is very strong, and it's one of the ways that's now beginning to shift your economy over in Africa, just simply because of this incredible product that's now bringing change around the world. And what do you think is going to happen when someone gets results? When someone loses that 2.5 kgs in 5 days, guess what's going to happen? Absolutely. They're going to come to you and they're going to say, I want more. So that's the reason why having inventory, having some product in your possession, when you decide to get back with whoever invited you on here and they share with you how you can get started, you want to make sure that you have this #1 detox tea in the world in your possession, because people want it and we live in a right now society. Now, the second way that we get paid here at Total Life Changes, this is your second 50%. It's very powerful. You see, the first way, retail, and the second way, which is the Fast Start bonus, can truly begin to bring that freedom, that financial freedom, to now be able to do some of the things that you desire, to now begin to realize the 1,000 dreams in Africa. Because I can tell you that the Fast Start bonus is powerful. Because here's what's going to happen now. When you begin to share these products, and you begin to share the whole 30-33 concept with the world, and people are excited about getting healthy, and people are ready to say yes. Now you're going to find some people that say, hold on, how can I distribute the product? I have some friends and I have some family members, and I know some people who definitely want to lose 2.5 kgs in 5 days. And so they decide to partner with you. They decide to join the movement. They understand timing and positioning, and they understand being in front and now being able to capture as many households in Africa as they possibly can in order to now begin to create the wealth and the financial freedom. So now they decide to say yes. One yes. Why yes? And they decide to get started with you. They partner with you. And so what's going to happen is you now qualify for a 50% Fast Start bonus based on the one-time investment that they decide to get started with. So there's a couple different options that you can actually begin to start your business with here in Total Life Changes. And so whatever it is, you're going to receive half of their initial investment, which is powerful. And again, this is a weekly pay. You're going to be given a card from TLC, a Payoneer card, in which your money is going to be, your commissions is going to be loaded onto this card every single week. It's powerful. South Africa, where I know in a country that you're accustomed to only getting paid once a month, imagine now having some weekly and some daily income coming into your household every single day and every single week. It's strong. And now the next 3 ways I'm going to briefly go over, and I just want you to understand, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but just like you heard Simphiwe mention, ladies and gentlemen, timing and positioning. You see, she understood timing and positioning, and that's the reason why she got in. She understood that this movement, these products are new to Africa. She understood that saying yes and being the first to now spread them across the world and in Africa, that she would now get some amazing results. And that's how in such a short amount of time, she's been able to have such amazing results, not just physically, but also financially, which is powerful. So the third way is what we call the hybrid binder. And this is where it's very important that you make a decision tonight with whoever shared this with you, whoever invited you on here, because we build as a team, 2 teams. And so once you make a decision to actually say yes to the movement, to say yes to these products, the 30-33 and losing 2.5 kgs in 5 days, you're going to lock in a spot. It's considered a position of equity. No one can take your place. Now, what's so powerful is that we all only have 2 teams. I know each and every one of you know 2 people. So you share this with 2 people that you know. One goes on the left, one goes on the right. But everyone goes into the system, one behind the other. So what's so powerful about this is when you make a decision to get in tonight, there's going to be some people who now say yes tomorrow, who now say yes next week, a month from now. But because you got in first, that's that timing and positioning. So there's going to be some people who you don't even know. Have you ever imagined having a global business? You may have some people that now fall down below you who you're able to benefit from, that may be in Africa, they may be in the UK, they may be in the United States. But because you got in first, you made a decision to now begin to share these products, you're able to benefit from everything that they do because they become a part of your team. It begins to grow. This is your residual income. Have you ever thought and imagined making money in your sleep? Ladies and gentlemen, I used to hear that all the time. And honestly, I didn't believe it was real until I said yes to Total Life Changes. And I can tell you, we now make money in our sleep because it's endless. People buy the products, and that's all we do. We get paid to sell and promote the products, and that's what's going to happen. So you can earn anywhere between $1 all the way up to 20,000 US dollars every single week on this one way of pay. It's powerful, ladies and gentlemen. The next way that we get paid, the fourth way, is a check match. Very briefly, this is our 50% check match. Just to keep it very simple, when you now introduce this business to people that now say yes to you and they become a part of your team, when they get paid every week on that binary, guess what? You now are going to qualify for half. So for instance, if someone gets started and for the week they earn 2,000 rands, you're on the binary, you're gonna get 1,000 rands as a 50% check match for every single person that says yes. It's just that simple. But it gets better because now when they introduce somebody to this business, you're gonna qualify for an additional check match off of that person, anywhere between 1% all the way up to 50%, 10% all the way up to 50%, ladies and gentlemen. So you can now qualify for up to a 100% check match bonus payout here at Total Life Changes. The last way, very simple, it's a lifestyle bonus. Once you reach the rank of a national director, which I can tell you we're excited because we have Z out there who's leading the way. She said yes, and I know that Simphiwe is a part of her team, her organization. And guess what? Z, we were able to watch this incredible young lady who said yes. She was already a boss. She's already a businesswoman. She didn't get started just because of the income potential. She got started because she saw this as a way in order to now bring financial freedom to her country and to be able to help to change the lives of others. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I was proudly smiling from the audience a little over a week and a half ago, where I was able to watch Z cross the stage, yes, right there from South Africa, as a documented 6-figure US dollar earner in less than 9 months' time. That's what she's been able to do. Well, once you go national, you now qualify for $1,500 US dollars every single month. So you can do the math. As far as the rands, I think that's right around 3,000 some odd rands. But ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you that this is a company that's now paying out a tremendous amount in a compensation plan. This is a company that now believes in giving back 62% to us, the distributors. And so it's a phenomenal opportunity that's truly bringing change around the entire world. And all you have to do is say yes. One yes began to turn our entire life around. And I can tell you that this is something that I almost missed. So Africa, it's truly your turn. All you have to do is make a decision to get back on whoever invited you to hear this information tonight and find out the different ways how you can actually get in, get you some product in your possession, and now they're gonna share with you how you can take that one-time investment, have you some product, and now begin to turn it into weekly and daily income. One yes truly has been able to create story after story. And it's just now getting started in Africa. Every single one of you have the opportunity to say yes. And I just want to share with you this incredible woman who, because she said yes, ladies and gentlemen, her name is Miss Stormy Wellington. Because she said yes, I said yes. Because she said yes, your incredible leader, none other than Global Director, Miss Shanita Fawcett that I showed you earlier, she said yes. And she's out there sacrificing. She's giving up herself in order to bring freedom to Africa. But Miss Stormy Wellington, she's somebody who had no experience. She's someone who was working a $13 an hour job, had a 9th grade education. She became a multiple millionaire, multi-millionaire in this industry, a millionaire in her very first year. And I can tell you, because she said yes, she created the 1,000 Family Movement. And it's a movement in which we are committed every year to helping to create 1,000 documented six-figure earners in Africa. You're a part of 1,000 Dreams. You see, 1,000 Dreams means that we're committed. We're committed to changing lives in Africa. We're committed to helping to create 1,000 dreams come true every single year in Africa. And I want you to know that it is truly your turn. You see, we had no idea that a little over 3 years ago, corporate America would fail us, that we would end up homeless. Imagine ending up homeless in the midst of it all, living in the home of that beautiful young lady in the stormy Wellington with our children sleeping on air mattresses and hiding them into the garage into the evening because we didn't want people who were coming in and out of her home to know that we had no place to go. But one yes to believe one more time began to turn our entire life around. And as a mother who just had a dream on the inside of me, who just knew that God wanted us to have more in life, one yes has brought complete restoration to our entire family. One yes, ladies and gentlemen, has allowed me to be able to be here for my dad who's 93 years old. One yes, with a product that I didn't even share with you on here tonight, a liquid vitamin that our company that has been able to give my dad back his life at the age of 93. Just his personal testimony. One yes, having a child who struggled in school, that was moved along, that was passed along in the system, that people counted out, said that he would amount to nothing. One yes allowed us to pay cash for a very private school to give him a chance at his dream for his senior year of high school. So Africa, it's truly time for Africa. All you got to do is make a decision to say yes, to make a decision that it's your turn, and now to help us as we help you bring financial freedom to your country. It's all about legacy. It's all about you having the dreams that you desire and now beginning to create legacy for your family. So my name is Pam McCray. I am a national director here at Total Life Changes. And I want to say to each and every one of you, get back with whoever invited you on here tonight. Say yes, get started, and let's take over the country to bring back the freedom that you all deserve, because it is definitely time for Africa. So I just want to thank each and every one of you for jumping on here tonight. And I look forward to seeing each and every one of you, not from the top, but at the top, because the bottom is way too crowded. Remember, this will take place every single Tuesday at 7 p.m. So make sure you're inviting. This is recorded. Next week, we'll have it on point. I know we had some technical difficulties, but it will be on point next week. So every Tuesday at 7 p.m., you can jump back on here, 1900 hours, and hear an incredible leader share this amazing movement that's now sweeping across Africa, and how you can now begin to share with others in order to allow them the same opportunity that someone was able to bless you with tonight. So be blessed, my friends, and have yourself an incredible evening. Good night.